It's 30 days to the 2023 presidential and national general elections, and I still have Mojid Jamiu in the studio and Babajide Kolade Otitoju. Now, there are fears and speculations that the removal of petrol subsidy by the federal government without necessary in place will lead to serious scarcity that could lead to hike in the price of petrol to as high as 800 naira per litre. The projection is coming amid announcement by the Minister of Finance and Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, that the budgetary allocation for subsidy will end in June. Jide?
Those who are worried that petrol could sell at 800 naira per litre or more, they are genuinely worried. If aviation fuel can sell for as high as 950 naira per litre, diesel can sell for as high as 900 naira per litre. Are not subsidized. If we get to the point when the price of oil goes up significantly in the international market, once you remove subsidy, you know, naturally, the price that petrol is sold in our country will reflect the global pricing. So if it goes to like $120 per barrel, there is no way that we won't be talking about maybe about 1,000 naira per litre. That is just the thing. And the concern of the marketers is that if for any reason, markets cannot lay their hands on Forex at the CBN window, which is just above 400 naira to $1, and they are forced to go to the black market to source for Forex.
For 700 plus.
We are talking about petrol possibly being sold at above 1,000 naira per litre. This is a possibility because look at the disparity in the two exchange windows. Today,
the CBN rates and the parallel markets.
745 here in Lagos today, the dollar. In the unofficial market, 745. In the CBN window, it is just over 400, not up to 500.
And now accessible.
So now, if it's not accessible and people are forced to source for Forex on the black market, that burden will be passed on to the ordinary consumer of petroleum product. And that's when you now see the price going sky high, 800 naira per litre or more. This is it. So how do we? So the fact that removing subsidy will also comes with its own problems, and some people are wondering whether we can actually government can live with a situation in which people are buying petrol at about 1,000 naira per litre. If you are going to Ekiti, for example, you have to put petrol in your tank. Do you know how much it will cost you to embark on such a journey? Or you are going to Kogi?
To commercial bus.
Yes, and beyond that, even other products, other goods and services, it will have a spiral effect on other goods and services. Because so we have to know what is coming, whether government can actually afford a situation in which the ordinary man buys petrol at 400 naira, I mean at 800 naira per litre or 1,000 naira per litre. So the things, there are some measures that have to be put in place, including for the marketers, including making money available to them, I mean Forex available to them at the official window, which will definitely reduce the cost. But if we don't do that, and petrol, I mean crude oil goes to like 120 per litre, and it's a possibility. We've seen that happen before, and it goes that high. Does it mean we'll be buying a 1,000? Can we live with that?
Major presidential candidates said it that they're going to remove subsidy. And if eventually they remove subsidy, a lot of people thought it was a matter of 300 naira, 400 naira before. But now reality is beckoning. Like, look, if we remove subsidy, we can't even still afford to continue to pay for that subsidy. Look at our budget for the year now. See how much we are going to use to subsidize fuel, how much we are using to service debt.
Yeah, I think it's a reality that we should all begin to live with. In December in Ghana, people revolted. They wanted their president to resign. They were calling for his head.
Where inflation is now officially over 40%.
Yes,
in Ghana.
Inflation is about 54% now. Yeah,
wow.
And the equivalent in terms of cedis, if you exchange to naira per litre, is between 700 and 850 per litre in Ghana. Although we say, well, they are not an oil-producing country like Nigeria, although they have some crude oil. But the reality is that even in UK, where a litre of petrol used to be like 80 shillings, like 0.8 of a pound, it's now about 140 pounds, £1.40. So if you look at £1.40, convert to naira, I mean, you'll be getting what Jide is talking about. That's above 1,000. I think we should brace up and face the reality. There is no way government can continue to subsidize. One day, this subsidy must end, because the subsidy that is supposed to be going to the masses is ending up in the pockets of some people. Some people are actually profiteering from this subsidy. In December, I went to visit a friend at a place they call Igon-Okoto in Ogun State. It's a border town between Nigeria and the Benin Republic. Igon-Okoto, for those who are conversant with that area, after Abeokuta, you get to Imashayi, from Imashayi to Igon-Okoto, from Igon-Okoto to Ayetoro. From Ayetoro, it's like a lot of people speak French there. So you see trailers loading petrol going in the afternoon, going to Benin Republic. It's what I saw.
Smuggling.
And you see people on motorcycles carrying like 12 bags of rice. They can offload a trailer with motorcycles in less than 30 minutes. You see those motorcycles moving in with bags of rice. So
Hassan is calling us. Let's quickly take this call. Hassan is calling us from Lagos. Thank you for joining us, Hassan.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah. The issue of oil subsidy, I don't see anything wrong in the subsidy, but I saw a lot of wrongs with the fraud that go with the subsidy. We should try and address the fraud in the subsidy. Look, the Minister of National Planning telling us now that subsidy will be removed is unsustainable. She is the Minister of Finance and National Planning. What is she planning for the economy? That is the question that should be asked. And secondly, there must be certain things in place. We are all producing company, all producing country. I see nothing why we should be suffering in this country. Let us have our refineries working. Let them go come on stream. Let us have all these modern refineries working. And it will be well with us. Good evening.
Thank you. Thank you, Hassan.
Yeah. It will be difficult for governments to face what will happen if subsidy is totally removed.
Right now.
Yeah, it will be difficult. And I think, like he said...
Because we can't predict the price.
Yeah, but no, government has 20% in Dangote Refinery. And since we have crude oil, we can subsidize the crude oil that goes into Dangote Refinery. Because Dangote Refinery, by the time it comes, we'll have a situation that we're having with cement now, where Dangote decides the market price of cement. We have a Lafarge. Yes. So we should not expect that it's going to be El Dorado when Dangote Refinery starts. It doesn't
mean that fuel prices will come
down. But it will be available. But I mean, maybe we'll be looking at about 400, 500 naira per litre, even if it is subsidized.
It's not more than that. You see, we are suffering for the visionlessness of our past leaders, of our leaders. If an individual can build a 650,000 barrels a day refinery, and one of the 10 biggest refineries in the world, not the biggest refinery as some people have been telling us, there is no reason why a government cannot build a refinery in the space of 20 plus years that we've had democracy. We've seen during that period a country like Angola build a new refinery with adopting the build, operate, and transfer model. You made everything possible for him to be able to build this refinery. You provided him foreign exchange at the official window. When he needed it the most, you made it available. Why couldn't you on your own build a refinery or work with people that will build a refinery that they will run for some time and then transfer to government? That's the model all over the world. But every time we want to award contracts, for looking for funds that are not there, build, operate, and transfer would find the funds that are not readily available. Because the private sector can come, put that infrastructure in place, working with government. Is that not what we've seen with the port, the new port in Lekki now?
Yeah,
individuals came together.
Build, operate, and transfer.
The funds are simply not there. If we like, we can borrow money and use the number of years that we have left in the world as collateral. We will not be able to find enough funds to fix and freshen up infrastructure in our country. We just lost a unique opportunity because Nigerians should not have a product and still be suffering in this manner. In Thailand, they produce rice, and government also subsidizes so that the farmer does not feel discouraged. There are times when farmers would not be able to make enough money from the produce. Government steps in. So it's not as if subsidy is such a bad thing. No. The biggest problem with us, that everybody doesn't want to hear about subsidy now, is the inefficiency that has gone, that is now associated with it. People stealing money off subsidy. Today, look at some of the figures. 18.39 billion daily on petrol subsidy. That's crazy.
It's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable. Whereas at a point, this subsidy bill was not even up to 500 billion a year. Some years back, during the Jonathan years. Today, look how much we are spending. So subsidy itself, nobody was complaining about subsidies some years back. But today, we don't even know how much we consume. So some fat cats are somewhere simply making money off the misfortune of a country. It has to stop.
All right.